The High Line is an elevated park 1.5 miles long, going from Gansevoort Street to West 34th Street on the west side of Manhattan. On the southernmost part of the High Line is what is still called the Meatpacking District. Originally, in the 1820s, this was a fashionable residential neighborhood, comprised of people who were moving north to avoid the periodic outbreaks of yellow fever in the city proper. There are still some houses from this era standing. In the 1840s, this area was known for its produce markets. Later still, as reliable refrigeration was developed, the area became known as the Meatpacking District. In 1900, there were 250 slaughterhouses here, and the city subsidized the companies to preserve the businesses and the jobs they created. At that time, the train tracks ran on ground level and delivered supplies to the various factories. 10th Avenue was called the Avenue of Death because by 1910, 500 people were killed by the trains. Young men, called the West Side Cowboys, were hired to ride on horseback in front of the trains, waving a flag to warn people to get out of the way of the trains. In the 1930s, a plan was developed called the West Side Improvement Project to elevate the trains and avoid further casualties. The tracks actually ran through certain buildings, allowing for the loading and unloading of cargo. Very cutting edge for the times. But by the end of the century, the manufacturing plants were gone, and the tracks had become overrun with weeds and nearly abandoned. Luckily, far-sighted people realized that the tracks could be turned into a park, and after years of effort, it has been transformed into the wonderful public space it is today. Take a tour with us and learn more about the history of the High Line and the neighborhoods that it runs through.